Welcome to English Storytime. Today, we follow Ella as she journeys to the vibrant and artistic city of Barcelona, Spain. With its mix of Catalan tradition, modernist architecture, Mediterranean breeze, and creative spirit, Barcelona offers a rich experience for all the senses. From the first sip of café con leche to a sunset walk along the beach, this is a full-day story full of color, sound, and life. You'll learn useful English vocabulary while wandering through Gaudi's wonders, tasting Spanish flavors, and breathing in the rhythm of this unique city. Ella boards a morning train from Provence heading southwest. The train glides through sunflower fields, olive orchards, and dry golden hills. After crossing the border into Spain, the signs begin to change. French gives way to Spanish and Catalan. The air feels warmer. She arrives at Barcelona Sant station just before noon. The station buzzes with life. Tourists pulling luggage, locals grabbing lunch, children running ahead of their parents. Ella steps into the wide avenues of the city and takes a deep breath. The scent of the sea mixes with traffic and fresh bread. She takes a taxi to the Eixample district and checks into a small hotel with mosaic-tiled floors and leafy balconies. Her room overlooks a quiet inner courtyard with green vines and a small fountain. After a quick change, Ella walks to Passeig de Gràcia, one of the city's grandest boulevards. Here, elegant shops mix with jaw-dropping architecture. She stops outside Casa Batlló, one of Gaudi's masterpieces. The facade ripples like water. Balconies curl like masks. Colors shift in the sunlight. She enters the building and takes the audio tour. Each room is like stepping into a dream. Curved walls, stained glass, tiled light wells. She walks the stairs slowly, hand on the sculpted rail. The rooftop is covered in ceramic tiles shaped like dragon scales. Back outside, the city pulses with energy. She walks past street performers, buskers playing guitar, and artists painting on the sidewalk. She buys a cone of roasted almonds from a vendor and eats them while people watching. For lunch, she sits at a terrace cafe. The waiter brings her gazpacho, a cold tomato soup, and pan con tomate, bread rubbed with ripe tomato, garlic, and olive oil. She sips sangria, the glass clinking with fruit and ice. In the afternoon, she heads to the Gothic quarter. The streets narrow. Shadows stretch. Stone walls rise. History hangs in the air. She visits Barcelona Cathedral and stands in the quiet of its inner cloister. Geese honk in the garden. Candles flicker. She wanders aimlessly through alleyways, stopping in artisan shops. She buys a small leather notebook and a hand-painted tile with blue swirls. In a tiny bookstore, she flips through poetry written in Catalan. Later, she walks to the Picasso Museum. The rooms tell the story of his life, from his earliest sketches to his bold, abstract paintings. She studies each piece. She takes notes in her new notebook. She feels surrounded by ideas. As golden light fills the streets, Ella walks toward the sea. The sound of seagulls grows louder. She reaches the Barceloneta beach just as the sun begins to lower. Locals play volleyball. Children build sandcastles. Waves roll gently. She takes off her shoes and walks along the shore. The sand is warm. The water cool. She watches a man sculpting a dragon from sand. Two women dance to music from a small speaker. A breeze moves through her hair. She sits on the sand, writing in her journal. She writes, "Barcelona is like a mosaic, colorful, broken in places, beautiful as a whole." As night falls, she walks to Elborn, a neighborhood of narrow lanes and glowing lanterns. She finds a small tapas bar. Inside, locals lean over the counter, sipping cava and laughing. She orders patatas bravas, grilled octopus, olives, and tortilla española. Each bite is full of flavor. The bar is lively but cozy. A flamenco guitarist begins to play. His music is full of sorrow and fire. Ella watches quietly, moved by the raw beauty. She walks home late, beneath the moon and soft city light. Couples hold hands. Cats dart across the alleys. The city hums with life. Back in her hotel room, she opens the balcony door. The night air carries distant music and the smell of baking bread. She sits under a blanket and sips a cup of herbal tea. Before sleeping, she writes a final thought in her journal. In Barcelona, even the silence feels alive. She falls asleep to the sound of a fountain in the courtyard below. Let's review some vocabulary from Ella's day in Barcelona. Mosaic, a pattern made from small colored tiles or pieces. Boulevard, a wide street in a city. Gazpacho, a cold tomato-based soup from Spain. Tapas, small dishes of food often shared. Cava, a sparkling wine from Spain. Flamenco, a traditional Spanish music and dance style. Courtyard, an open space inside a building, often with plants or a fountain. Facade, the front of a building. Stained glass, colored glass often used in windows. Pan con tomate, bread with tomato, garlic, and oil. Tortilla española, a Spanish omelette with potatoes. Notebook, a small book for writing. Sandcastle, a sculpture made of sand. Dragon, a mythical creature, often part of Spanish legends. Lantern, a small lamp, often used outdoors. Abstract, a style of art that uses shapes and colors instead of realistic images. Quick quiz. What dish does Ella eat for lunch? Gazpacho and pan con tomate. Where does she take an audio tour? Casa Batlló. What does she write about Barcelona in her journal? Barcelona is like a mosaic, colorful, broken in places, beautiful as a whole. What neighborhood does she visit for dinner? Elborn. What instrument does the street performer play? Guitar, flamenco style. Thanks for traveling to Barcelona with Ella. In the next story, she'll take a train north to the poetic canals and bridges of Amsterdam. Stay tuned for the next adventure.